us have probably heard the saying that there's no such thing as, or there's nothing more permanent than a temporary tax increase, right?
Yep.
How many of us have gotten frustrated in the past when a politician has promised a temporary tax only for it to become a permanent tax? Or a politician has promised that one thing was going to happen and then something else happens. As a freshman, I sat back over there in the corner, basically where I do now, and listened to Representative Barnett promise not only us but the citizens of Arkansas that this was going to be a temporary tax increase to fund our highways. We made a promise to the citizens of the state back during the 88th General Assembly.
I'm reloading my stove.
Everybody's left in this body. And we made a promise that this was going to be a temporary tax to the citizens, and that after 10 years it was going to go away. So my first point is I'm going to ask you to help us to keep that promise that we made all those years ago. And I went back and looked at my voting record. I voted no to that for the first time because I knew this is exactly where we would be in less than 10 years. We would be trying to make this tax permanent.
You knew it. We all knew it.
Help us to keep our word for once when it comes to tax increases like this. And secondly, like Representative Mayberry said, we've got over 40 constitutional proposals that have been submitted this time. And there's some very good ones that'll make a difference in the lives of the people of Arkansas.
You can only put 3.
This one, if we send it out, we don't know whether it's going to pass or not. There's a lot. We've only got 3 of them. There's a lot of other good choices out there that we can be confident will pass and will make just as much of a difference in the lives of our fellow Americans.
I promise you, I'm going to campaign against it.
So for those 2 reasons, I would ask that you please vote no.
Representative Meeks has spoken against the resolution. Would anyone like to speak for the resolution? Representative Walker, you're recognized to speak against the resolution.
Oh, well, no one else to speak for. Wow. That's at least a decent sign.
Mr. Speaker, I want to assure you, Mr. Speaker, and fellow legislators, that this is indeed a rarity. For me to be on the side of Representative Meeks and Representative Payton. In some ways, I guess I'm on the side of those people who promised that when they came here, they would never vote for any tax increase. I think there are 15 or 20 of you who made those promises.
No, that's 70.
No more taxes.
This is a Republican supermajority.
What's happening at the national level. So many people said that they wanted a balanced budget and they wanted accountability and they wanted to make sure that there was a cap on the national debt. Well, I guess when we get into the legislative sessions, we change our principles and we then decide that pragmatism is more appropriate than idealism. The 1.5 cent tax, when submitted to the voters, will be a continual tax, and it will affect all of us. But all of us, when we buy things, don't use the highways. But we're not taxing the people who destroy our highways. I mean, the trucks destroy our highways. Of course, we say the diesel tax was getting it. But if we can tax cars, hybrids, $100, it looks to me as if since most of the vehicles on the highways are 16 or 18 wheelers, then we can tax them $100 or $200 or more, and we can get all the money we need. There's no problem. We know that the destruction to our highways comes basically from 16, 18 wheelers. Now, and when you go on
the trucking industry supports this crap too.
You'll see that far fewer private
because they pass their tax increase along to the people.
Personal vehicles travel the highways than
now most of your local truckers won't support a tax increase.
So we're
because they can't afford it, but the trucking industry does.
And they're not having to pay their fair share. But while we are doing this, we're also saying that we're going to reduce the income tax for the people who own the trucks, the big corporations. Now, of course, some of you don't represent those corporations to work for. But the point is, we cannot
Very good
justify
points
reducing a tax
by someone
in
who's.
order to raise a tax, and to broaden that tax on everybody, while we're reducing it on a handful of people, some 15 to 20,000 people or so, maybe 30,000. Now, I think that for us to in effect say to the voters, we want you to give money for the highways forever, and then not have a sunset, not have a plan. Now, I ask you all who are on the opposite side of me from politically, don't you always require that there be a developed plan before you develop a budget for that plan?
No, they don't have a plan. Their plan is to give all the money to the same idiot who's been wasting it for 7 damn years.
A lot of money on roads.
Scott Bennett.
We don't know how much it is, but whatever it is, we're gonna give them carte blanche
Yep.
to spend it all, however they want to, pursuant to any plan they come up with. And you all know that if you had unlimited funds, you develop and you had to have a budget for it, you develop a plan for it, for the use of it. Now, I looked at the little one sheet that was passed out today. It turns out that in 3 counties of the 9,000 miles, of roads that are needed, 3 counties in the same section of the state within 50 miles of each other have 3,000 of the miles. That's no plan. That's an intended use, of course. Now we know that some miles cost more than others to construct. Obviously, a Little Rock mile may cost more than a Nashville mile.
Oh, it costs a lot more.
Or whatever, but the point is that there is no plan. So we should not empower our legislators to take an unlimited amount of money, whatever it is, and use it any way they want without there being a plan. We require plans of human services. We require plans of education, of almost every department. Have any of you ever seen a plan? Well, we know we need this money. Where's the evidence of it? I ask you all to, as you proceed as legislators, to remember our oath. We are to make informed decisions based upon evidence and upon projections of
Trying to
need
move this stupid
that are
windows where I can actually
capable of
post
being
comments.
reasonably determined for the foreseeable future. Nothing works forever, but this doesn't work for now or forever. I would ask that you give great consideration to it. I know it's going to pass because I'm speaking against it. Thank you.
Representative Walker has spoken against the resolution. Would anyone like to speak for the resolution? Would anyone like, Representative Wooten, you're recognized to speak for the resolution.
Oh, wait, let me